Morning everybody, how you doing? I apologise for the wind noise. There could be some wind noise today. We're in the middle of a pretty bad storm up here where I live. It was blowing a gale last night. Most of the trees came down, so I'm walking a different route today to avoid any tree fall. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Right, so let's get into the meat of this video. So we know over the last couple of days there's been a petition. It skyrocketed. It reached 2.75 million signatures on the petition, and everybody was hoping the government would take notice of this and, you know, at least have a debate in Parliament about it, because of the speed within which the petition reached 2.5 million signatures. But no, they just dismissed it out of hand. And the way they dismissed it out of hand is also important, because they stated that they will be implementing digital ID. So even in the response, they doubled down on their position on the digital ID. Not we will take it under consideration or we'll have consultation or anything like that. It's we will be implementing digital ID. Now this is scary to me, because in a way I don't think anybody was surprised about the government's response. I don't think anybody was surprised. Only those people that still believe in the system were probably shocked by the government's response to the petition. I wasn't particularly, because I've seen how they've reacted to previous petitions. They've ignored those too. So I wasn't holding out any hope with this at all. And as I said in the live stream last night, a petition is just a request. It's just an appeal to the government. And requests and appeals can be ignored. And that's exactly what happens. You have to look at the wording on these petitions to understand them. So when you make a petition and it says any petitions that reach signatures of 100,000 or over may be considered for a debate, not they will be considered for a debate. So even at that stage, the government has a choice whether or not to acknowledge or just dismiss these petitions. So that's something you need to take in consideration. So we're at a stage now where the government has totally ignored the petition. They've got no interest in listening to the people. The people are trying every mechanism that's part of the system to appeal to this government to rethink some of its decisions, and it simply isn't doing it. And the fact of the matter is, what you have to understand is the government doesn't work for you. The government doesn't serve you. Keir Starmer is a robot meat puppet who is controlled by the Blair Foundation, the Gates Foundation, the World Economic Forum, and every single person in Davos, big business, all that kind of stuff. These are the people who control our government. It's not us. It doesn't serve us. And this is why it's a rogue government. And this isn't just happening now. This has been happening consecutively since the Tony Blair government back in 1997. That's how long the government has been out of our control. They don't care about us. They don't care about your opinion. They don't care about what you think. They don't care about what affects your life. They don't. So now I was initially against this. Because I thought that the only way we could make this work is if everybody in the country came out. And I think you haven't got an option anymore. I'm talking about a national strike. This is our last, if you like, last ditched hope, non-violent, peaceful attempt to make this government listen to us. Because I fear what will happen after that, if we don't make this happen now. Everybody needs to come out in a national strike. Tools down, all the working class in the red wall. If one thing useful came out of that petition, if you look at the map and you see the areas that were signing that petition, you would see it was the red wall. the red wall. The Starmer regime at Labour have completely lost the red wall. They've lost it. So if we do venture into another general election, the Labour Party is going to get wiped out, which is probably, they know that. So that's probably why they're going scorched earth now with all their policies, because they know their time in government is numbered, limited. Obviously, they're trying to rig everything so they do get into power. But I think it's going to be a massive wipeout for Labour, as it was a massive wipeout for the Tories in the last election. And they know this. They're looking at the polls, they're looking at the way their supposed safe seats are polling. Even their safe seats aren't safe anymore for Labour. They know this. They have all these advisors, they have all this information coming into them. That's why they're doubling down on their policies now. So like I said, the only way to make them listen is to bring this country to its knees via a national strike. It's non-violent, it's peaceful. All you have to do is stay at home and not go to work. And it probably 3 days tops of nobody going to work would bring this country to its knees. Even if it was just key industries or key logistics, like the lorry drivers refusing to take goods around the country, would bring this country to its knees. And yes, we would have to suffer as well. It would be like shooting ourselves. But think about it. Think about what we would achieve. Because if we don't do this, this is a battle we're kicking down the road. It's a can we're kicking down the road, and it's going to be a battle that our children are going to have to fight, or their children's children are going to have to fight eventually at some point. Now, for me as a parent, I would much rather fight that battle now and pass on a free Britain that has free speech, where our children can prosper, where they can live in peace, where they can live in safety, where they can walk out in the street in safety. But to do that, we have to force this Starmer government out of office. We need to force a vote of no confidence in Parliament. That needs to be forced, or at least make them step down and have a general election. I'm just listing. I know there's going to be people in the comments saying it won't work. At least I'm trying to offer up solutions to the problem. Okay? You know, I'm not just saying, oh, the country's doomed, panic. I'm trying to offer up solutions to these things as well. And this is our only solution now. They're not listening. You can't use the broken system to fix the broken system. The system is rigged against you at every turn, and it's rigged in their favour. This is our only option now, is a national strike. National strike, massive protests. It's the only way. It's the only way to make these people stand up and listen, to make them realise that it's they who serve us, not us who serve them. This is Vindicator, sign off.